Live.
Boom! We are live. Welcome to the Marketing Qualified Rundown. How you doing, Ann?
Good. I This is becoming like one of my favorite pieces of the week.
I know, and we it was like leap year. We missed last week, sadly. But for those of you guys new to watching, yes, I know, right? Watching us, this is I'm Nick, and this is the Swedish Fish Ann.
Yes.
And we are going to just take a few minutes today and talk about some fun things from Marketing Qualified that you can either share with your boss, make yourself sound smarter, or, honestly, just have a little entertainment on a Friday morning. So today we're going to talk about two topics. One is about segmented sender names, which is like, what the hell is that? And then also about being different, which if you're watching us, you know that Ann and I are all about being different.
Yes. Friday morning.
Friday
Uh,
morning.
Segmented sender names. I'm going to throw it for people to kind of be able to visualize this. Let's just put an example in here as we get started. So segmented sender business, like sender name is what it sounds like. You're getting more specific and sending to a segment. So Salesforce is doing it. A lot of companies are doing it, B2B and B2C. So what Salesforce is doing here, they're putting it like this for small businesses, for sales, CEO programs. So they're not sending all their marketing emails to their entire database. They're actually segmented these groups and make sure that the content is aligned with that group specifically.
Yeah, and I think so many, all marketers really, we focus so much on subject line testing, A/B testing, and we often forget about where does it come from. And obviously it's a name typically, right? But where it's coming from can actually be that level down, right? It really signifies to the viewer that, okay, well, this is more relevant to me versus if I get an email, from, to about office cleaning. Well, it's not really relevant to me because I work from home, right? So like it's all about that kind of message and being more specific to grab the attention, right?
We had another good example. It a little bit more on the B2C side, but we all know B2C is ahead of the game when it comes to marketing. B2B is slowly behind. But we also mentioned Nike in our newsletter, which I thought was a really good example. So if you're a runner and you get emails from Nike, if it's just from Nike, it's like meh. But if it's Nike for runners, then you all of a sudden that may pique your interest a little bit more because you're a runner. Like, what's the latest?
Right.
So grabs that attention in a different way.
As an example, like if we obviously send newsletters, lots of people send newsletters. If we send it out as marketing qualified advice for marketers or real access advice for marketers, like it's trying to be specific. Or even on the B2B side, if it's a technology company or a SaaS company, those companies can talk about specifically like that industry. So it could be Juniper Network's journey for warehouses, right? Or it could be Cambium Networks connects APs for campgrounds. Like you could be very specific in the sender as well as the subject line. So right, you're hitting them from multiple points, which is really important to get that narrow down, right?
And I stress this a lot, both with our clients and internally. Like the only way to do this is to actually have the segments, which means that you get your data in place.
Yeah.
A lot of us are sitting on databases with just a ton of different information and contact and emails, and it's not really sorted. And that's where you have to start before you can even get into this. And even if you're sitting on like thousands and thousands of contact, like just start small, like start segmenting a bit at the time.
Know who your ICP is.
Yeah.
And as a side note, if anybody wants a good tip on getting an ICP using AI, just comment here on LinkedIn and we're happy to share with you some really cool tips and tricks. So that's the topic one for today. Let's jump to the next topic that was super unique, I thought, which is all about being different, not better, which is kind of an odd statement, right? Don't be better.
It is, because like how the best way to explain it is like when you're focusing too much at being better, you typically just get compared to everyone else or to
For
one
sure.
that's already doing what you're trying to do. But when you're different, you're memorable. People will notice you. And we do have a really really neat example to this here. As I like, I literally remember first time seeing this because I was pregnant and I was at Coachella and I saw people walking around drinking this. And I think I even saw another pregnant woman. I'm like, oh wow, what is she drinking? And I immediately am sold. It's obviously you pay much more than the
For
other
sure.
beer, but they're brilliant, like what they
Yeah,
did.
this is a case study in truly how marketing can drive a product, right? Good marketing can truly, I mean, excel growth. Obviously, Liquid Death, it is just water. I mean, they
It's
sell other things too now, but
water.
it's
It's
water.
no
It's
different.
water. So if you think about it from the B2B side of things, a lot of this is truly an opportunity. I mean, that's a B2C example, but most B2B companies get it wrong and they struggle with this, and they do get hung up on fighting with their competitors and like, oh, my feature is better than this, or they just race to the bottom with pricing, which then of course sucks because then they're not getting profit and everything just doesn't work. So they have two problems. So our suggestion is really be memorable, focus on that. And this is an opportunity in the B2B space because not everybody does it. So, I mean, there's so many platforms, LinkedIn, Reddit, Google, I mean, Facebook, all these things that B2B is on too. You have to be able to come up with some creative ideas to truly stand out, even in this space.
Yeah. And I think some people get stuck or hung up on that it has to be something huge and
Right.
massive and big. And it doesn't. I mean, look, water. They just took water and put a cool name and branding on it, and boom. It's literally not that hard, but just got to think outside the box.
For sure. And I think the other thing to consider is don't try to solve everything at one time. Try things, sandbox things. You could try a basic ad, spend $500 on an ad, like get it designed, put $500 of paid media against it, and just try it and see what happens, right? You don't have to go spend gazillion dollars on something. Just try things, see how people react, try again, try again, try again, but try to be memorable. I think that's the message there.
Yeah. And just
all right. So it is Eclipse week. I don't know if so
it's also embarrassing that I'm like, I don't understand this because I did not see the moon or the sun.
Hopefully you guys appreciate a little humor. We love the salespeople. We love salespeople, but it is a little bit of humor with marketing driving sales. We're the sun, and then sales just kind of blocks us all out and takes the credit. But no, we love you guys. So anyway, I think that's is that a wrap today?
That is a wrap. That is it for this week's Marketing Qualified Rundown. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter at marketingqualified.co, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much.
Right. See you guys.